All right, here we go. Get ready to have a good time. This is exciting, isn't it?
All right, we're on. Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
I've allotted 1 hour for recreational activity. There's no time for irrelevant conversation. Fun will now commence.
Garry.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Garry.
But wait, there's more.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's Garry Meier.
It's the May 20th, 2022 edition of the Garry Meier Show, Cocktail Hour Live.
Cocktails, woo, drinks.
As always, live show time is promptly 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central, 4 Mountain, 3 Pacific, and so forth. Of course, no matter where you are, it's time for a digital mimosa. We're coming up on our 100th live show and the 2nd anniversary of the Cocktail Hour. I hope you've picked out some nice gifts for me. If you want to see Season 3 start in June, I'm just saying. You could perhaps help bolster our subscriber numbers on the GarrForce Live YouTube channel if you haven't done that already. We recommend YouTube as the best platform to stream the GarrForce Cocktail Hour live. All the episodes are available for replay there too at your convenience. When you subscribe to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel, you can hit the bell icon to be notified when we're live. Like and share the show on all the social media channels, and know that during the live show, we can see your comments on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, which means we may show them on the screen and or talk about them. Well, I can't wait to see the show anniversary gift Gary's getting me by the end of the month, but for now, fasten your seatbelts, it's time to go wheels up on the GarrForce Live!
I'm going to take a wild guess. I'm thinking that Alan wants a gift from what I've watched right there. Okay, that's 100 live shows, thousands of other shows. Welcome, everybody, to what we consider the best part of the week when we can just sit around and drink and pretend like everything's okay. That's the best thing to do. Be a happy idiot. That's what I've been for many years, and it's gotten me this far. I suggest you try it. I want to say hello to some people that have checked in already. Lloydster from Northwest Indiana. Scott Miller from San Antonio. He just slammed the screen door. I'll be looking through mine in just a minute. David says the Schnauzer, most of them look better without a merkin. All right, I'll take you for that and put it in my pocket. And Mike, Tracy is in the yard. Marianne is in New Lenox, Illinois. I like classic Lenox. If you've ever been there, it's beautiful. Stephen, Palos Park, home of the plush horse, is checking in as he does every week. And Doug at 847. Now, to the screen door. Here we go. You got Annie. You got Russell, Donald, Christina from, she doesn't say, she says happy Friday. And Dan, Mary Jo, checking in. Blaze, how are you? Good. And Tundra Blitz, checking in from Twitch. There's a Twitch user right there. Yeah, that's another platform if you like. Twitch is available. All right. Let's do this. Yeah, the tires, let's light them up. Let's light the tires up. And now we are wheels up. But the show really doesn't officially start until this happens. That's when Leslie releases the wine condom. Hello, Leslie.
Hey, you guys. I got an imagery Chardonnay today, and boy, do I
there it is.
Need it.
It's got a nice top. Nice
also,
pop.
I should mention new condom. I've been reusing, but I think...
Okay, new one?
Oh,
yeah, that's got some action to it. You can tell it's new.
Woo-hoo.
It's not been used a lot. And would you like a mimosa? It's on the screen if you want it. Now,
and there's one for you.
There's one for you. That's going to happen at the end of the show, and then she's going to reach into her fun bag and put something else with that condom. Leslie has been having a week. If you were listening to the last few shows, she lost her Wi-Fi because a guy cut the cable mistakenly.
He kinked it.
He
was supposed to be trenching it, and instead he kinked my Wi-Fi cable. Yes, and so it would not work at all.
He kinked your Wi-Fi, so you were in the McDonald's near your house, and then you went out into the parking lot. The McRib is back, but not for long. Okay.
For this morning show, yes, I was sitting in the first space adjacent to the restaurant and still had a pretty good signal.
Yeah. So she became a McDonald's laptop hobo, and then she got that fixed. And as we went to air here at 6 Eastern, 5 Central,
I'm waiting
4
for
Mountain,
police
3
to
Pacific.
arrive. Oh,
And so, yeah, okay. So what she just said there that I talked over, she's waiting for the police to arrive.
Yeah.
And
The sheriff should be here any moment because I've got a raccoon with distemper in the backyard and somebody's got to do something about it. And I don't think they like when we take, those matters into our own hands out here. So I'm going to wait and let a professional do what he's going to do to it with it
and
for it.
How long ago did the raccoon wander into your yard?
About an hour and 15, 20 minutes ago. Obviously, this is a non-emergency call, so I still haven't seen the sheriff. And the poor thing has just kind of dragged itself under a bush back there.
Oh, man.
So,
yeah. Okay.
And with any luck, we will take you to the scene if there is any action. Action podcast will be out there to cover this for you. If
you're ready to go live with breaking news?
I can. Bulldog Kyling will be on this for you.
Okay. That reminds me, I was visiting my mother's a number of years ago, and I look out the back window, and there's a skunk that looks ill doing that, as you were describing the raccoon, the body shaking and everything. Yeah. I thought, oh, that's not good. And I called the local law enforcement, and they came out, and yeah, they eased the pain by killing it right there. I can't watch it, but I know that's what they did.
I mean, at this point, what else can you do? They kind of were asking me questions like, there are wildlife havens around there. Can you maybe bring it in? And I'm like, this isn't going to fit in a shoebox. So no, there's no way I'm going to try and handle a sick raccoon. And I don't want to see it suffering much longer here either. So yeah, I mean, at some point, it's the kindest thing to do is just to dispatch, I think.
Yeah. I saw this story this past week where this guy heard a rattling outside his door in Florida, and he opens the door and it's an 8-foot long alligator. And I'm thinking, once again, who do you think was there first? The alligator or the guy in the condo or the house or whatever, or Alan down in Orlando? And Alan, when he does his daily walks, is always sending us video or still photos of all kinds of wildlife along the walking trail. And he has been keeping an eye on this mother duck and her ducklings. This mother duck started out with how many?
She had 7, I believe, at first. Then it was down to 6, and it's been holding steady at 5, and they're getting bigger. So their chances are improving.
Alan, any update on that? We haven't mentioned anything recently.
I didn't walk by the ducks yesterday. I was over at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and the day before there were still 5.
Cool.
Okay. That's brutal when you get the first shot at 7 or 8, 2 days later, 5.
Shoot.
Alan, again, what do you think was there first, the alligators or you people that moved down there?
Well, I've been here longer than any of the alligators in the neighborhood.
Oh, well, that's how you tell
it. I think the alligators probably historically were here in Florida first.
Okay, yeah. And this whole, oh my God, they're in my backyard. Yeah, they're right in the canal down the street from you. That's where they've been living for millions of years. You moved down there, pushed them in more.
No, I got to correct you, Gary. The canal down the street from me is man-made. They weren't living there.
Okay. Yeah, Florida. My God, the whole town of Florida is not real. Not real.
This is why they're arm wrestling for territory, because nobody can claim long length kind of rights to the property. We had the swamp, but then you built a canal, and so we moved into the canal, but you didn't say we couldn't.
Yeah. Okay. And okay. The alligators were here for a while. Yeah, but I've been here longer in this neighborhood. Okay.
I'm just waiting for the day one of these starts crawling around on its own.
Yeah,
that'll be the fun day.
The yard puke that people seem to enjoy. Well, it's always exciting when we have the official bartender of the GarrForce on, because she's a professional. I'm an amateur. My wife puts mine together. She does a really good job, but when I put it together, I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. Somebody asked me what kind of bourbon and what kind of vermouth. It is Doolin's vermouth and early times bourbon. That's what I use. Okay. And
I don't know what vermouth I use. I mean, literally my bar is, I mean, you guys are on the bar, so all the liquor is underneath. I'm just checking.
I got this from listener out of 630. They use the Old Forester bourbon and a splash of club soda on top of the Manhattan. And they say that's really good.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. You can like, some people like it a little like diluted, so it's not too strong, because I remember the first time I tried a Manhattan, I was like, this is awful. People drink this like very like 21, 22. But I think as your taste buds develop more as you get older and you start having a little bit of everything, then you're like, you know what? It's not that bad. I think I could do this.
Yeah, wait till you get a little older, Jenna. You're going to need stronger drinks. You'll just start accumulating more things in your life that need to be tamped down.
I'm just worried because the only thing I really drink now is whiskey or bourbon, like on the rocks. So I'm like, if I'm at this point in my life drinking that, like, what's it going to look like when I'm 50? Like, that's a scary thought to think about.
Heroin.
Yeah. Yeah, you're on meth at that point.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, we've talked about this many times on the program, why people do meth at all. When you see what the side effects are, what could you possibly get out of that makes you feel good? And I always suggest you start with a beer, port, a cocktail, see if that does it for you. And then I don't even think you should graduate into meth at that point if that's not working for you. But my God, try something else. This can't be good on any level.
Don't you go full circle? Because now they talk to somebody who's having their 105th birthday and they're back to having, I have one beer a day, and it's been
every person who hits that mark. I think someone once said the secret is a Coors Light every day, or drinking whiskey. And I'm like, all right, guys, we're on to something here. We're on to something.
Speaking of Coors, I like to tell the story of the day when Coors was only available west of the Rockies. And if anybody heard, if you were from the Midwest like I am and was traveling west, hey, get me some Coors. And it was the forbidden fruit. You couldn't get it everywhere. And then it became available everywhere, and it wasn't as exciting. It's that keeping it contained, Krispy Kreme like, where people want it. And then when it's everywhere, it loses its fizz.
It's like a Spotted Cow. Have you ever had Spotted Cow out of Wisconsin?
We've been talking about that. Who had, Leslie, did you have Spotted Cow recently?
No, somebody had, probably Ryan, talking about Spotted Cow. But back when, there was always point beer at the University of Wisconsin. If you went up to Madison, everybody had to have a point beer. And to this day, I don't know whether that was good beer, bad beer, or just because we were 18 and it was beer that we drank it at all.
So is Early Times a good whiskey? Is that a good thing to do with the Doolin's vermouth? What I do?
I was going to say, I've actually never heard of Early Times whiskey. But
really?
I always say, I haven't.
I'm sorry. Bourbon.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I mean,
I don't
bourbon,
know. I don't know liquor.
So that's why I'm here, Gary.
That's
why
right.
I'm here to.
That's why I'm here. I'm a mess.
It's okay. I'm here to help. And as best as I can. No, but honestly, I always say whenever you're mixing something, especially when it comes to like a really good bourbon or a really good whiskey, if you're paying anywhere more than like $40 to $45 for that bottle, I really wouldn't mix it, because to me, that's a bottle that's just meant to be drank neat. So if you're making something where you're going to make an old fashioned, you're going to make a Manhattan, you're making what we're going to make soon. I try to keep it under that mark just because, Leslie's a wine connoisseur with her wine condoms. Wine and bourbon are very similar in the sense of the like characteristics and the notes that you taste. And they have they just have character to them. And whether it's the way it sits in your mouth, the way that it tastes, the way it smells, the way it goes down. So anything that's a little bit higher, I would just honestly like just enjoy it as is, because you're almost like tampering with the beauty of it. Like imagine having a wine and then adding a bunch of things to like a really great bottle of wine. You're like totally losing the whole characteristics of that bottle.
Okay. I will.
Ooh, so my at-home
note that.
spritzers probably not the best bet right now, huh?
Depends on how. I would, again, same with the cost. If it's like a super hard to get like varietal of wine that's like really expensive or just really good, drink it as is. But if it's, your barefoots and your dark horses, like mix her on up. But I did
Add
have
an ice cube.
Add an ice cube. Oh, my dad is the king of red wine and ice cubes. Hurts my soul a little bit. But again, I had a wine professor. Yes, I had a wine class in college, and his advice was the best thing, and I still use it to this day. And it's drink what you like and drink it how you like it. So I can give you advice, but you totally do what you want to do with it.
Right. Who's hurt by this? If your father wants to put ice in his wine, you come from a bar family too. This is a family that studies drinking, and they find what they like and they stick with it. That's not bad.
It's not
I
bad
got this text on the screen from Dan. Early Times is the Jewel brand of bourbon. Okay. Jewel is, if you're not familiar, a supermarket chain in the Chicago area. Is that bad?
Jewel has the best chicken wings, by the way. Total sidebar and plug. Everyone go to Jewel and just get their bucket of chicken wings and go home and put them in the oven for like 10 minutes. You'll thank me when you're done.
Okay.
By the way, I'm seeing 750 milliliter bottle of Early Times for $12. So it seems like a good thing to be mixing with.
That's a perfect thing to be mixing.
Wow. All right. Well, hey, I'm not trying to be elitist. I'm just trying to be an every guy. Okay.
There you go.
It hurts no one. Again, whatever it takes to get you to where you want to go. Like if you want to put ice in your wine, that's fine. That's what my bumper sticker says. All right, Jenna, you are going to mix something that, just looking at the title of it, the Blackberry Whiskey Smash.
Yes.
Just wow.
So good. So I will say this. I first made a whiskey smash about 2 years ago, like just hadn't heard of it. And ironically learned it from a customer. He's like, will you make this for me? I was like, sure, just tell me how. And I made it. And I was like, can I try this? And I was like, this is awesome. So it's summertime. I love incorporating the seasonal fruits, we'll say. And I love blackberries. So blackberries, whiskey, mint, what's not to love? So what you're going to do first is we're going to make this in a shaker, and you're going to take 2 blackberries, drop her on in. And then what I love too, like, don't you just love having fresh mint in your house? Like, it just smells so good. So you're going to take 4 mint leaves and you're going to roll them around. I might have said this before, but if not, you see bartenders do this and then they smack it. It's not just to look cool and to draw attention to themselves. It actually wakes up the mint. So you're going to get more of those notes in the cocktail that we're making. And then you're going to drop her on in. Next, take some lemon juice. I always prefer fresh. I didn't have fresh today, guys. All right. You're going to do 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. Dump her on in. And then simple syrup. And I know we've talked about this before the last time I was on here. You can make your own simple syrup. You can buy your own. Totally your call. We're going to do 3/4 of simple syrup as well. And then next, the Sagamore Spirit Rye Whiskey. Really like this. It's based out of Baltimore. It has nice like citrus notes to it. So thought it would go good with the lemon. And we're going to do 2 ounces of this guy. There we go. Lastly, add some ice. And then we're going to shake this baby up. And then we're going to drink it. And I'm going to drink it because I really need a drink today, guys. I'm not going to lie. I was so looking forward to coming on.
That's why we do this.
More than you know. Oh, I actually forgot one thing, but you'll be fine. You're supposed to muddle the blackberries, but since we didn't muddle the blackberries, that's fine. That just means you're going to shake this longer and harder, so it kind of breaks up in it. Okay. So
how do you muddle?
Muddle with this guy. This is a muddler. If you don't have a muddle, you can always use like the back end of a spoon to just kind of like press down so you get those like natural juices. But let's see how this goes since I forgot this. All right.
All right. Muddle your
good.
Muddle your blackberries and spank your mint.
Muddle and spank.
Muddle and spank. That was a morning show where I used to work.
Muddle and spank.
Yeah.
All right, and then to stick with the muddle and spank. This is what we call a dirty dump. Okay, and a dirty dump is basically when you don't pour it over fresh ice. You just use your ice and you dump her on in. All right. Definitely muddle though, if you can. Just totally prefer it, and it looks prettier because it doesn't quite look the way I wanted it to, but it's great. Take your mint, smack it again, put it on top as a little decor, and then another blackberry for garnish.
You see Roger commenting on here. He muddled once, but they sent him to a doctor, and he's all better now. Okay, Roger. Cheers.
God bless.
Cheers.
All right, and then that is your blackberry whiskey smash.
I bet it tastes incredible. I got to make some of your drinks. I'm so locked into my early times. I've got a 50-gallon canister I'm working out of.
You got it.
$8 a joule.
Even if you keep doing what you're doing during the week, but I think this is one that you're poolside, you're sitting on your porch, the sun's out now. I remember the first time I came on here, it was pitch black already at this hour, and now there's sunlight gleaming in. I'm just so happy about it. So this with sunshine, just being outside, being near water, this is perfect. And again, I love whiskey, but sometimes drinking whiskey in summer times can feel a little heavy. And I think this is a really nice way to lighten it up and brighten it up on your palate. So I would totally.
Good idea. And I wanted to have Jenna on next Friday, which is the Friday into Memorial Day weekend, which kicks off the summer. But she is busy, so she said I can tape something, but this works better when I can ask you questions about muddling and spanking and things.
Dirty
I need
dumps.
to have answers and dirty dumps. Otherwise,
Dirty
I
dumps.
can't talk to the tape as much.
It's not as fun. Yeah. No, but I'm actually going to Iowa next week. I'm going to the Field of Dreams. I've never been before. And there's going to be a little kids baseball game there that I'm going to. So I'm very excited. We get to go into the house and do the tour and everything. And what says Happy Memorial Day weekend baseball in Iowa?
Oh my God, yes, that's America right there.
That's
Old Glory
America
right there. Rosemary says you're cool. We know that, Rosemary. That's why we have
Rosemary.
Jenna on. And Jenna has her own podcast where she does a lot of this, and that's once a week.
Once a week. Actually, we're coming up with 2 times a week. We're going to have mini Mondays. So mini episodes coming out Monday, starting this Monday. And then every Thursday, anything from a new guest to sports to bartenders. If you ever want to hear secrets from your bartenders, that was a really funny episode. People just have tea to spill from bartenders. Oh, I got a bartender pretty drunk, and he gave a lot of dirt, so it was fantastic.
What you call it? What spill? What did you say?
We did a episode called Secrets from Your Bartenders, because your bartenders have so much information.
But you said something. Tea to spill. What did you say there? You said
what
something.
Did I say?
Did I hear something wrong?
Oh,
she said
spilled
tea to spill. Just gossip.
Like spill the tea. Yeah.
Oh, tea to spill. I thought you said
spill.
tea to spill. I thought, what's that? I've never heard that. Tea to spill. Huh. Tea to spill.
Tea to spill.
I'll bet they
too
do.
Fast.
We
had a lot, and it was
Can
fun.
Can you share a couple that you remember?
Oh yeah, let's think. What was so we did one, and it was our biggest pet peeves, right? Like how to not get on your bartender's nerves, which I think is something that everyone should know. You want to be on your bartender's good side. We have the power to get you your drinks faster or slower, or just to kick you out. And I said my 3 pet peeves are anyone who slaps on the bar. I promise you someone's going to spill something in your drink or spill over your drink, and we're still going to make you pay double. So don't do that. The second one was correcting a bartender. So I've had a lot of people, if I don't know a drink, I'll say like, hey, if you have a special drink, tell me and I'll make it. But, for the most part, you take a lot of pride in your work, and I know what I'm doing. So I've had people be like, that's not right. You need to pour me more. And I'm like, you can get out. So that's fun. And then the last one is telling me to smile, which that could be a whole podcast in itself, Gary. But I love to smile. But you're at work sometimes, you're busy, and you're just making sure everyone gets what they need to get.
Yeah.
And being like this all the time
Yeah.
just isn't
Yeah.
quite
I've been in
possible.
that line of fire a long
Yeah,
time where people go, "How come you're not smiling?" I thought I am. And then when I do smile, "Oh, that's your fake smile." Okay. I don't know what to tell you. I just am trying to keep the lines from gathering on my face, maybe. I don't know.
exactly. And then
That's
my
what I'm doing.
last tip is I always say, I know who takes care of me. So those who take care of me, I will take care of them. So
There it is.
if you take care of your bartender is going to take care of you always.
And Rosemary checking in again. A bartender at Butch McGuire's once told me, that's in Chicago, once
Mhm.
told me that a guy came in and gave him $20 if he would call him by his first name whenever he came in. You get that any time along the way? People wanting to get their name mentioned when they
Um,
walk in?
no, that's a new one. I've honestly can say I've never had anyone pay me to say their name, which is strange. But I guess like, hey, I don't know. I try to the trick to there's so many people that come in writing, and I try to remember everyone's name. I remember everyone's face, but the trick is every time you talk back, it's like, so how you doing today, Gary? You need a Manhattan, Gary? Like you have to almost overly say the name, and then that's how you remember it. But if not, my like secret is I like always have someone I know at the bar that I'm like, hey, can you go introduce yourself to them and figure out what their name is for me so I can know it, because I feel like a jerk because I've been serving them for weeks now and I don't know
Yeah.
their name.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. All right.
Mhm.
And the name of the bar on the south side of Chicago is?
Shinnick's Pub.
Shinnick's Pub. If you're in the Chicago area, please stop by, say hello to Jenna and her family. They've had that bar for a long time. It's a staple there in the neighborhood.
1938. It's wild to think about. It's wild to
Wow.
think about.
Wow.
Yeah.
Blackberry Whiskey Smash is the featured drink, and that kicks us into the start of summer. And then we'll have Jenna back in June to make sure we're doing okay as the summer starts to progress. And she'll give us
Mhm.
another idea of what to mix for our
Yeah.
summer.
Maybe we'll work on making a wine spritzer for Leslie that's under the $10 bottle wine limit, I'm thinking.
There you go. I'll bring in my favorite boxed wine.
Yes.
Some club soda, maybe some
Yeah.
7-Up, a
Mhm.
squirt, if you will.
Oh yeah. I have
Well-
some ideas floating around already. I think we could do one. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Rosemary
Yeah.
wants to know exactly where the bar is.
The bar is 38th and Union. 38th and Union, excuse me. It's just southwest of the Chicago White Sox park. I shouldn't be drinking this, Gary. I've only had scrambled eggs today. I think I'm already getting a little buzzed. This
Yeah,
is
well, you should
embarrassing.
have been here last week when things really got a popping on the program.
Oh
We
gosh,
just-
what happened?
Well, first of
The
all, it was the
hour and
longest.
15-minute mark. Yeah.
It was the longest live show we ever did, and we had no guest. We just started rambling on about something, and then about 45 minutes in, a listener said, "Why don't you just chug the rest of the drink?" Which I did, and then it really hit me. So we just kind of, I don't know what we did, but people seem to enjoy it.
He started slapping the desk. He was calling us names and telling us
Right.
to smile more. Yeah,
Right.
it was just
I did
The
all that
worst.
nonsense.
The
I did all-
worst.
Yeah, that's the worst. Is right. Jenna,
Les-
hope you have a great what? Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, Leslie, Wednesday is National Wine Day, by the way.
every Wednesday is National Wine.
Yeah.
But I was, again, you and your condoms, popping off your condoms to everyone
Yeah.
still makes me laugh every time I come on, no matter how many times I see it.
No.
But
And
yeah,
once
so
again, there's one in the future for one lucky listener today.
Oh God. Well, that's what we do because we don't want to get involved in anything that might make our head hurt, and the amount of stuff that's coming down every day. Well, okay, let's talk about this for just a second. We addressed this on the program. The hearings that Congress had about UFOs, like that's the biggest problem we've got. They had a whole hearing about UFOs. And that's why we drink, because it's all bullshit. It's all nonsense. And I'm not buying into it anymore. I refuse. This is
you're not buying
weird
into the
stuff.
UFOs, or you're not buying into Congress. Those are two different things.
Both. I don't believe in UFOs. I don't believe in this We have a sighting. We've got it on video. If these people or whatever they are travel trillions of miles to do a drive-by, please. I mean, come on.
So there's a story today that Voyager 1, the one that is farthest out in space, that is still for some reason sending back signals, but it's confused now. Or else it's been hijacked by aliens. But either way, it is now sending signals that don't correspond with its location in space. So they're thinking that maybe it's just lost. It's so far out, it doesn't know where it is anymore. But otherwise, this could be our first encounter.
Yeah, okay.
Of the worst kind.
There is no other discussion until somebody has proof that they've encountered an alien, and we have to see the proof. We've got to see video or a still photo that makes it look like, oh my God, we can't explain it. This whole, I see a light at, okay, Jeff Bezos, send your big penis out there and tell us something.
Well,
all right.
What came out of those hearings, though, we can't call them UFOs anymore. All the cool kids are calling them UAPs, which are unexplained aerial phenomenon.
Okay.
So when did that become a thing?
Yeah,
just
recently.
Last week, because they had to have some excuse for having those hearings there.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God. All right. Well, Jenna, have a great trip to heaven. You're going, is that heaven? No, it's Iowa, but that should be pretty extraordinary. And I'll be happy to hear that report when you get back next month.
Oh, yes.
I want to hear how that was.
I'll let you know if I meet any UFOs in heaven.
There you go. Jenna Duddleston, Bar Talk is her podcast, and we appreciate her as the official bartender of the GarrForce.
Hey, corn smut out there in the field of dreams.
Corn smut.
It's a delicacy. It's when some sort of fungus grows on the corn. It looks like it's almost a cross between an ear of corn and a really funky looking mushroom. But it was bland. It tasted like dirt. And it was just part of the whole experience. Fun times in Dyersville, Iowa.
And you've been, obviously. And that's what you did.
I just made that shit up.
I just thought I'd talk about corn smut.
Because I like saying smut. It's almost as fun as saying muddle and spank.
Yes. And speaking of that kind of thing, Keely-Ann, who's usually the first in on the texting, has been sending images lately. And she sent what, Alan, this week? Let's take a look. She's tying into one of my favorite movies, Twister. Joe, things go wrong. You can't explain it. You can't predict it. Killing yourself won't bring your dad back. I'm sorry that he died, but that was a long time ago. You got to move on. Stop living in the past and look what you got right here in front of you. And yeah, that's a very powerful scene. That's a very powerful scene. And there's going to be a sequel.
Well,
and if you don't know the gist of the first one, an F5 tornado killed Helen Hunt's paw, sucked him right out of the storm cellar, and she's on a mission to go find the F5 and give him what for, or her.
So I did a little bit of investigating, and it looks like maybe that Twister 2 hasn't been greenlighted after all.
Oh, no.
Yeah. There was a Twister 2, I think, that was made in Asia, but it's a whole different thing. And I'm sure that if you go on certain sites, you can find a Twister 2 as well. But I don't know that there's going to be a big box office Twister 2 the way you want to see, like two cows flying and Helen Hunt now handing off the baton to a younger person who is going to get orgasmic on a clothesline.
Yes, at the end of the movie, they're underneath a tornado really sucks them into its core, and they have a very euphoric face on both Paxton and Helen have a Papa, that's really good.
This is really almost an F6.
Oh God, don't stop sucking me up into your core. God. Yeah, it's a great movie. If you haven't, and it's great because it's so silly. That's why it's great. Okay, there's another photo, I believe, from Keely-Ann, right, Alan?
Is that the dog you sent me?
Let's see it. Well, that's not from Keely-Ann, but that's a listener who got her dog groomed, and that's the schnauzer cut, they said. And the dog's looking, okay, if you say so.
Oh, why are you taking this picture, man? What's the plan?
There's your schnauzer cut. And that's very handsome.
The other picture from Kellyanne I put up. It's the second screen for the same Helen Hunt, Bill Paxton.
Okay.
With my Schnauzer written up at the top.
I don't understand what that all is.
It's the answer. It's the answer to the previous screen.
I know, but I don't understand. Okay. So put my Schnauzer at the end, and that's the whole. Yeah. Okay.
Look what you've got right in front of you.
Can't
all right. You know, it's that early time.
This is why I drink Diet Coke, Gary. I can pay attention.
Well, somebody's got to be in control. See that? Okay, that's the joke. Read all of that, then go. My Schnauzer.
By the way, early times, a case of 6 1.75 liter bottles on sale right now at Binny's for $108 if you want.
Binny's is a
and they have curbside pickup
in the Chicago area. Okay, great. All right.
And we invite them to advertise right here.
That's right. Damn it. Early times, I'm your man. Jägermeister, I will change my name to Jägermeier if you endorse this show. How does that
still
sound?
haven't called you on that, huh? And you threw that out there years ago.
Damn. Oh, yeah. All right. I think Ryan is probably standing by. And he's always good for a few yucks out of Wisconsin. How you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm doing okay. It's Friday, right?
Is it?
It is. It is.
Why don't you do that thing like guys on the radio? Hey, it's Friday on the radio.
Oh, right. At 5:35 Central.
5:35 Central. On the radio.
24 minutes before the hour of 6 o'clock.
Yes.
Speaking of spotted cow, yes, it's only available in Wisconsin. And we go to South Carolina, we usually bring 2 or 3 cases. So our friends in South Carolina love the spotted cow. So it's just like the Coors. You can't get it outside Wisconsin. So I've actually wrapped it up and put it in the mail before to them. So
okay.
And I know how you like
sending it in the mail.
No, you're not. It's not liquid, fragile, or perishable. So, yeah. I know how you like a neat lawn and how we like to follow up on stories. Alan, if you want to share that first item I have there. This is a result of no mow May. Look at all those dandelions and looks like a mess. I was out on a walk and it's just like almost, I don't want to say knee high, but some areas are almost knee high.
We were supposed to be doing that to save the bees. And I found something out about bumblebees that there might be more of them if they didn't keep crashing into picture windows. There was one out there easily 8 to 10 times. It just kept bouncing off the glass. And I went, yeah, okay, I'm mowing now because you're an ass.
Looks like the whole neighborhood is not mowing, right?
No, on that street, almost all the houses were. We were out for a walk and I went, wow, it's like in the jungle out there. So you see across the street and down the block, they're all like that. So.
Okay, I understand. We talked about this, that it's because of the bees, but then when you do mow it, it's going to be a nightmare.
It is.
You're going to have to mow it at some point, right?
Yeah, you better be bagging it because otherwise it's going to be like a mess.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I sent both this, I think I sent this to you guys earlier, this text. I was on the infomercial and there they are. They're taking a little Will Smith, Alopecia Secrets infomercial all night.
What is that?
Alopecia Secrets. It's like an infomercial for treating alopecia.
Okay, and you think it wouldn't be there if Will Smith didn't bring it up?
I've never seen it, and I just happened to have it on. You know, I went from Happy Days down to the Goldbergs and then ran into Alopecia Secrets.
Alopecia Secrets. It sounds like a resort in Tennessee, doesn't it?
It does.
Come on down to Alopecia Secrets. You're going to really have a good time.
But you see how long it runs. I mean, it's the whole almost for hours. And it was like, wow, I've never seen
really.
That
How much
before.
Could there be? How many secrets?
They should pair up with Will's wife, with Jada, and her little red table talks. And oh my gosh, I mean, synchronicity, folks. That would be awesome.
And in addition to all that, you do have an official report.
I do about cornfields. So kind of keeping with Jenna's vibe.
I think we're ready to see that. Alan?
It's Wisconsin, yeah, hey.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan. Happy Friday. Think back to when you were a teen and you were doing things sometimes against maybe what your parents knew you were doing. And did you ever sneak a friend or a girlfriend or a boyfriend into your room and your parents never really knew? Well, there was a story out of Waukesha. A grandmother came home and found a teen that she didn't know sleeping in her granddaughter's bed. She called police and they moved him along. My question is, was the granddaughter somehow involved and maybe the teen or the boyfriend came in a little early hoping to meet the granddaughter and it never worked out? They didn't say much more in the story, but I found it kind of funny. Or maybe this is the case, as Garry says, make sure you lock your doors. Maybe the door just happened to be open and the teen found a nice room to take a nap in. If you're looking to play cornhole and drink some beer, in Big Bend, Wisconsin, Busch Light is sponsoring a cornhole fundraiser kickoff to their limited edition Busch Light can that is going to help support farmers or the farming community. You can go play cornhole in a cornfield. It says the corn-sized cornhole game. You can go and drink Busch Light. Tickets are available for this Saturday, May 21st. I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.
Cornhole in a cornfield. Wow.
Right. And a little bit of Busch Light.
Nice. That's why we love the dairy state right there.
That's right. That's right. My brother liked Busch Light. I never was didn't care for Busch Light. I think it's a budget beer, but.
No, I wouldn't want anything on a budget.
Let's see how much you can get it for.
There you go. Look up a case of Busch Light.
Yeah.
Busch Light.
Oh my God.
Is it more than
Do we want a case? Do we want a six?
Give us a case. Give us a case.
It's not available right now.
Oh,
Come on,
okay.
Here we go. Oh, here we go. 12-pack of 12-ounce bottles, $8.99.
Yeah.
So very affordable.
That's cheaper than the 24-pack of Diet Coke.
Yeah.
What does that run you, Alan?
That's up to like $10 now.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It was, when you used to be able to get it on sale for $2.50 for a 24-pack, and now it's been running about $9.79, I think was the last one I bought.
And you really like the taste, obviously, of a diet soda. I really can't.
I don't know if it's like as much as used to. I mean, I've been drinking it for 30 some odd years. So,
okay, well,
not as good as Tab or an
Tab,
RC.
yeah.
But...
Tab, it's nice. Hey, I got this story before we move on to what you have assembled, Leslie. And where is it? Okay, here it is. This guy in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
He was an Army National Guard officer, and
wait! I have this story as part of my batch.
I'm glad you do. I'm teasing. That's what I do. I'm
you
teasing.
certainly are.
Okay,
let's tee up the contest.
Let's tee up the contest, and then we're going to pay homage to the sponsors.
I think it's your old partnership. It's Muddle and Spank.
Hashtag Muddle and Spank. And that's what you got to type in there to be eligible. You're going to give away a wine condom and what else, Leslie?
I am digging into the
fun bag.
Oh, you guys.
What is it?
It's the ladies' urinal.
No.
It is. We got permission to throw it into the fun bag, and doggone it, kids. Look what came out.
Now, this is good if you're traveling and there's no rest stop or anything, and that works, right?
Our friend Lynn recommended it, and it's never been used. I can tell you that.
Okay.
But there you go. You get your own ladies' urinal.
Ladies' urinal.
Maybe we should have made it urinary tract infection for the comment to play.
No. I like Muddle and Spank.
Muddle and Spank.
Muddle and Spank is good.
Don't put spaces in there. Muddle and Spank.
No spaces. Muddle and Spank, all one word. Hashtag Muddle and Spank. And then at the end of the show, Ellen will hit the computer button and somebody's going to win that. Whoa. Boy, the colors are pretty together, if nothing else.
It's very complimentary.
Let's pay homage to Bettenhausen Automotive, a fine sponsor of the program.
Join the Brotherhood of Muscle at Bettenhausen Dodge on 159th Street in Tinley Park. Hurry in right now during the Memorial Day sales event. Get 0% for 36 months on a new, ready-for-action 2022 Dodge Charger. Command attention. Lease a new 2022 Dodge Challenger for $379 per month. All we do is flex. Legendary performance from the Bettenhausen House of Power. Let's get rolling. Your best car buying experience starts now 24/7 at BettenhausenCDJR.com.
All right. And I want to mention, if you have won before, please let somebody else win.
And it's not case sensitive. We're being asked that we type it this way to make it easier to read, and screen readers can actually read it this way. But any way you type it, as long as the letters are in the exact right order, following that hashtag, that enters the contest.
All right.
Roger says our prizes have you coming and going.
And somebody asked if it was a ladies only Cindy asked if it was a ladies only contest today.
No,
no.
Hand it off to your favorite gal if you're a guy and you win it.
Yeah, how about that? All right. Are you looking to refinance your home or get a mortgage or any of that stuff? Veterans loans and reverse mortgages, and do you need some information about your credit score? There's the guy and his team, David Hochberg. He will help you with all this. He has helped thousands of listeners over the years do the right thing when they're getting a mortgage. Go ahead, call the bank and try to get their attention, and you're wasting your time. A lot of these guys and these women are just waiting to go to lunch at the bank. I need a mortgage. Yeah. No, we can't give you a mortgage. Bump. So call David, get the free consultation by calling the number on the screen or go to the website, and they will help you out. All right. Yeah. Team Hochberg, the best. All right. And Leslie, I want to hear that story now that I just teased.
So the Louisiana National Guard is allowing one of their officers to retire with benefits despite an act of misconduct during an overseas deployment. Captain Billy Joe Crosby Jr. was court-martialed for quote-unquote motorboating.
Get it right.
Okay. Yeah, this is very important. This is news, damn it. He motorboated a subordinate during an informal promotion ceremony in May of last year. Crosby pled guilty to assault consummated by battery and conduct unbecoming an officer, and was sentenced to 30 days confinement, but avoided being booted from the service.
Okay, yeah, you said motor boarding.
I said
motorboarding. You were thinking waterboarding, which is yes, another favorite to be used in some cases. This is motor boating, and for those who don't know, explain what that is.
They actually gave like a technical
yes, they did.
Description. Do you have that there in front of you?
Well,
it is when a gentleman places his face between the cleavage or into the cleavage of a female and makes the sound of a motorboat, i.e.
There it is, in case you weren't aware. All right.
I don't know. We have the opening of next week's show.
I think we do. I don't know if you caught this, Leslie, but the guy's name, and this is kind of adjacent to something, his name is Bill Crosby.
It's Bill
Crosby.
And being that it's Louisiana, we got the Billy Joe business.
Yeah, but I saw Bill Crosby, and I'm thinking, yeah, and it's in that same area. Okay. And here's the other thing I saw in this story. He asked this woman to ride with him to another post because he, quote, liked looking at her tits, unquote. Now, I say that, and I apologize to our affiliates for saying that, but I have to say that to pay off at the end here, because this guy's lawyer said the prosecution was trying to portray the captain as, quote, a creepy old guy, unquote.
How could they do that?
How in the world can you say that this guy, you're making him look creepy? Motor boating, and he said he wanted to see her tits. I mean, my God.
Here's the thing. He actually told other subordinates prior to this ceremony where he was supposed to be putting patches on her chest that, you know what? I'm going to motorboat her. So it's not like it was just one of those spur of the moment.
He said he was going to do it to the woman, and she said, I don't want this ceremony. He did it anyway. And now the lawyer, can you imagine being a lawyer defending these people? And they all do, and they come up with this nonsense. Oh my God, the prosecution is making him sound like a creepy old guy. Yeah? Your point is?
You know, by the way, the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, now in its 18th day, I think, 19th day maybe, too long.
Mm-hmm.
Let's wrap this sucker up pretty soon here. Meanwhile, students at UC Davis have voted overwhelmingly to replace the school's Mustang mascot with a cow. Gunrock the Mustang, based on a thoroughbred of the same name, was considered too elitist by some at the school. The cow named Aggie, they say, better represents the UC Davis community. It does help that the school has a renowned veterinary school and animal sciences program. However, having a cow represent the athletics program is harder to explain.
Okay, maybe the athletes wanted to look at her teats.
We're an utter failure out here on the field.
Hey now.
A coffee bar in Florence, Italy has been slapped with a €1,000 fine for failing to properly post the price of decaf espresso on its menu board. Decaf, it turns out, is not one of the most popular orders at Ditta Artigianalia.
Yeah, God bless you.
Blah, blah, which may explain how it got omitted, but that's beside the point. The customer complained and the fine was levied. By the way, the price for a decaf espresso, €2 or $2.11.
And the place was fined how much?
€1,000
for that.
For failing to put the decaf on the menu.
Whenever I go to Starbucks and order decaf, it's a whole shutdown of the process. Oh my God, decaf, we got to make it. Can you wait 25 minutes? You make coffee. That's all you do. Why not have a big vat of it for those of us who like decaf? Okay.
Apparently, this is an international problem. It's not just you at your local Starbucks. This is happening in Italy, even, where they go, oh, why do you order the decaf? It's going to take us 45 minutes now.
Why do you bother with the decaf? Huh?
Used to not. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And social media personality in Pakistan is getting a lot of flack for starting a forest fire just to have a cool backdrop for a video shoot. Humaira Asghar, known to her more than 11 million TikTok followers as Dolly, posted the video showing her walking down a flaming path at what appears to be a national park in Islamabad. Her silver ball gown, startling contrast to the inferno behind her. It's an inferno that some say quickly spread out of control. Dolly, however, is denying that, saying that her fire was set along a motorway outside the park and had nothing to do with any wildfires that may have occurred around that same time. So far, no charges have been filed.
That reminds me of that story, Robert Blake, when his wife was murdered, and his alibi was, I could not have murdered her. I left my gun back at the restaurant. Right? That's what that sounds like. I started another fire. That's not my fire.
My fire was over there.
Yeah, that's not my. No, I started a fire. Yes, but it's over here. Oh my God, help me.
By the way, social media has turned people into total a-holes.
No.
Sorry.
Take that back. Say you're sorry.
Only this social media is the kind we like. Because nobody gets hurt. No, you end up with free urinals and condoms, kids. That's what we give away.
Are we ready to give that away?
I don't know. I think we're getting pretty darn close, if not.
Okay, you have another story?
No.
Oh, okay. Then we're giving it away.
Still waiting for the sheriff to arrive, but this is a non-emergency.
But the raccoon, you looked in the backyard right before the show. It wasn't there, right?
It kind of dragged itself into a bushy area. So I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated.
Okay. Waiting for the police to show up. If you're just joining us, there's a raccoon that seems to be ill in Leslie's vicinity, and she called the police, and she's waiting for them to come and relieve it of its misery.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have a tranquilizer gun. It's going to be like Harambe. Ooh, turns out that train doesn't work.
No, the tranquilizer gun, if you remember that scene at the Cincinnati Zoo, their tranquilizer gun didn't work. And I'm thinking, then why do you have it? Shouldn't you test that every now and then just in case? Okay. All right. I think we're ready now to give away the condom and the female urinal. Muddle and Spank. Here we go. That's it? Karen?
No, it's still going. There it goes.
Andy? Wow. Oh, let's see. Okay. Now Karen's thinking, I won. And then
got to wait for that confetti.
Okay. Always wait. Sandy Sheridan, though, won. And we congratulate Sandy. And here's what you should do, Sandy. Alan, please tell Sandy.
Send an email to GarryMeierShow@GarryMeier.com or text 773-888-2157 with your name and address so that Leslie can get it in the mail to you.
All right, there it is.
I'll do it as soon as possible.
Yeah. All right.
Did we ever hear from the winner of the St. Charles concert tickets last week or the week before?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Did we get a report on that concert?
Yes, I got all that information. Joe got the tickets, went to the concert, said it was fantastic. He and his wife had a wonderful time. Last week, if you weren't here, listener Jeffrey had 2 tickets to this event called the Paul McCartney Experience, and it's a band that replicates McCartney music. Beatles, Wings, Solo, and he sent me a promo, and I had never heard of them before. Sounded amazing. So Joe went with his wife and said it was a beautiful time. They loved it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So I want to see that group, the Paul McCartney Experience. And what I saw, it sounds just like Macca.
I've got the other picture you sent me during the show as well.
What do you got?
You sent me this.
Okay. That's Aunt B's driver's license. Listener Scott, I believe, sent that to me. I don't know where he got it, why he sent it to me. There's Aunt B. Ooh, Andy, there's my driver's license, Andy. Do you think she looked at that and went, I don't like my picture? Hey, nice pearl necklace on Aunt B.
I'm impressed a 1972 license was in color with a photo.
That's true. That's true. When I got my license, it was a piece of cardboard where you could rearrange all of it, and people did, to buy liquor and whatever when you were underage. And they realized that thing was corrupt on every level. So over the years, they've been trying to make it more complicated to replicate these driver's licenses. But back in the day, some of us remember when it was just a piece of cardboard. But that was a better time. Yeah.
There were kids who were born in 1959 who were lifting the 9 off the cardboard, turning it upside down, gluing it back on to make it a 6 so that they could go out and use it in bars.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's right, but I understand.
A lot of people did that.
By the way, episode Aunt B was being taken, kind of used by Uncle Joe from Petticoat Junction. He first started spraying her weeds, and then he started getting food, and I couldn't stick around for the whole episode, but I think she was a bit naive, our Aunt B.
I think you just said a lot of stuff that's code. I don't know what the hell you just said. What are you talking about?
It was a recent episode that they aired of the Andy Griffith Show, and Aunt B was being taken to the cleaners by the guy who played Uncle Joe on Petticoat Junction.
Okay.
Also, we should mention this week we lost another gem from the Andy Griffith Show, Maggie Peterson, who played Charlene Darling.
Oh yeah.
Remember the Darling family?
Yeah.
She passed away at home at 81. So
all right. Well, here's to
Maggie.
Charlene.
There
And look I'm right at where I should be at the end of the show. Isn't that good timing?
And good
and
lighting.
I got the googly eyes in my head and on screen. There goes the Luxardo cherry. That's my reward for making it through the week. I hope you enjoyed today's program. I know I am.
That's good.
Those Luxardo cherries. Oh my God. What are they doing?
So the Luxardo cherries cost more than the bourbon, it turns out.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh well. I splurge on some things, cut back on others.
Sure.
It all balances. Have you seen the stock market, Leslie?
Oh, golly. I
God.
can't even look anymore. I made the mistake very early on of looking at my 401k. And as I mentioned, it was easily a 301k. And I don't even want to know what it is right now.
We might have to have financial analyst Terry Savage on to hold our hand and do some kind of autopsy on this. But she always looks for the bright spot, and she has to tell us always to look at the history of America and the stock market. And these things happen, and we always come back. But this, oh my God.
Her line has always been in 20 years, in a 20-year period, stocks don't go down. But in between those 20 years, they certainly can.
Yes. But I saw this. It's down a big percentage, but it's still up from where it's been, and bada boop, bada beep. And again,
Where else do you want to be living? Who else is doing it that much better?
Right.
Still bet on the USA. USA.
Right. Would you rather be in Ukraine? Look at it's all relative.
Oh, you say Ukraine, and now I'm refilling my glass.
That's right. Well, I'm going to have to do that because look I got nothing. It's over. The show's over. And I thank you for listening. We'll be back on Monday. Time to take that complimentary cannoli. Look at it. It's nice. Oh, Papa. Let me get on that cannoli. Ooh, boy. What about the schnauzer?
Like the cocktail, muddle and spank it.
Okay. Down on all fours. That's what we do. We're fetching on all fours. Have a great weekend. It is 3 in the green. The gear is down. The flaps are down. The voice of the globe, the GarrForce, has landed.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce